Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. Today I'm going to be showcasing you guys some in real life content. I know I've been doing a lot on the laptop. It's just also easier for me because I can use cards that I don't really have. But like in real life profiles are just a different feel, and I know that because I like seeing it in real life instead of online. That's my preference, and I'd rather make in real life content than online. So what I'm showcasing to you guys is my ALTERGEIST list. I really like this deck. I think this deck rewards skilled players, patient players. I think that is still a solid choice. You know, if you're picking it for this format, it's still a good choice. It's pretty solid all across the playing field. Traps aren't always bad going second, especially when you play the reactive ones. By the way, the background noise is a fan. It's like 100+ degrees at times in Las Vegas, so I'm not turning my fan off if you guys are like bothered by it. I'm not about to sweat for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Neither is my wife. But yeah, so I'm going to get into the profile, you guys. As far as side decking and everything, the only thing I really had in mind was like Solemn Judgments, maybe a Pointers, and like Mystic Mine. The thing with like this deck when you side deck for going second is you can't really side equalizers like Dark Ruler or like even Droplets because they only negate for that turn. But like if you can't dismantle your opponent's board on that turn, then it's just a waste. So you have to kind of play cards. Like you can still play Droplets, but you kind of have to play like evenly, Lightning Storm, Kaiju, stuff like that, where you can basically take care of the biggest threat, dismantle your opponent's board on their turn using your trap cards. That's why you see the traps that I play. Every trap that I play that's like not an ALTERGEIST trap is able to be used against my opponent on their turn, even to break their board if I go second. So I like this deck. It's really fun. It's really solid. I think it's a great deck. So starting off with the ALTERGEISTs, I play 3 copies of Marionetter. Marionetter's like a halfway starter. It's a decent starter, but it's like the way Marionetter and Meliseek is like they only get you to half of what you need. They don't get you like everything. You know, Seek only gets you a monster, and Mario only gets you a trap. That's the thing with these. So like, this deck doesn't have like super powerful starters. Like I guess the best starter you would have with this deck, honestly, is actually like gonna be Mario plus another good ALTERGEIST name if you play Honda Rock, only if you play Honda Rock. And if not, then starting off, you know, you're gonna start off slow a lot of the times. But if you open Mario plus Seek or Faker or Siliquidus or even Conquery, you could start your turn off pretty powerful because you'll be setting up a turn 1 Hextia, and you'll be putting that Hextia in the grave using its effect to search your next ALTERGEIST card. The thing with Meliseek is it actually has the potential to dismantle multiple cards in your opponent's board, especially if they really didn't have a choice but to play into it because they have so many monsters. You can normally send one off Seek. That's where like also Dark Ruler No More is not good, because not like it's not good, just like for this deck, because Seek has to inflict battle damage for its effect, and Dark Ruler No More doesn't make you like do damage. So it's like, again, that's another reason why. So like side decking on this deck is different from other decks. But like Seek being able to take a card and then link off into the Anima to take another card, which is really, really nice. The fact that you could eat 2 cards from your opponent's board and then still search an ALTERGEIST monster. This card's super strong. It's more impactful going second than it is going first. But like these are really strong. I like Marionetter the most of every ALTERGEIST monster because it gets better and better mid to late game the more you use it. But with Seek and Faker, they start to run out of targets. Even if you keep spoofing it, it starts to feel really, really lackluster. But with Mario's just always going to be good start to finish. I love the Mario combos that you can do with Haunter Rock. I love Haunter Rock in this deck because like it gets you out of the early game right away, so you're not playing a slow trap deck. And then shout outs to my friend Carlos and also to my friend Rakeem. They helped me out to get my Fakers. So now I have 3. I'm not practicing just 1 and like 2. I had 2 tour guides in the place of 2 more Fakers, so I'm playing 3 now. This card, it feels really, really nice to be able to play ALTERGEIST with 3 multi-Fakers. This card is really, really strong. Again, it gets you out of the early game. Early game for this deck is kind of like when you're still playing your traps and you don't have monsters up yet. It gets you right into your mid-game. And when I say mid-game, it doesn't mean like it gets you in a grind or it like sets you up like for the duels to be able to last longer. The duel's not supposed to last longer, and I mean it gets you out of your early game. It's like the stuff that this deck does later on in the duel, it allows you to do it earlier rather than later on, which is when ALTERGEIST start to get really out of control. You know, they start to snowball, they start to pick up on their tempo and stuff. So the Faker at 3 makes a huge difference. playing the 2 copies of Silk and then the 1 Conk. I really like Conk a lot. Just its effect to be able to negate a face-up card is really, really strong. The fact that you could loop it with Silquidus, just bounce it, hit it off spoofing. It's a really strong card. It's good to hit off Prime Banshee. It's good to hit off Faker. You don't always have to use the like hand trap-esque effect in battle phase. It's always going to be a solid card. It also just puts an Altergeist body on the field. I've been like debating on playing multiples of this because it's actually pretty nice. But this ratio, honestly, is pretty standard for Altergeist. And then the 13th honorary Altergeist is actually 1-for-1. The thing with 1-for-1, and the same with the Mario Haunted Rock combo, but Mario's kind of safer. It's like it's a high risk, high reward card. But the thing is, I also notice a trend that a lot of people competitively are not really playing Call by the Grave or Ash Blossom. A lot of people are playing like cards like Gamma and Imperm and other hand traps like that. Not that Ash Blossom is just not relevant, just like I'm seeing that there are deck lists that actually don't have it, you know? So it's really nice that it's not always going to be Ash, you guys. And Ash only hurts this deck to an extent. Once you have Protocol up and like other cards in rotation, it gets to a point where your opponent does not actually have a choice to respond. They can respond, but they just can't. The negation won't resolve on you because your protocol protects everything on field, including itself. So you have a negate that can't be negated, which is really strong. So like cards like 1-for-1, the Haunted Rock combo with Marionetter is what's really going to get this deck going. And once it gets going, you'll hear anybody say that once Altergeist get going, it's really hard for them to stop or for them to be stopped. So Marionetter is really strong to open up with. Mario, Faker, or Meliseek are just really, really, really decent. But I would say Mario plus like Faker or a Seek or even a Silk is definitely probably going to be the best opening you can have with this deck for you to actually make a play turn 1, not having to wait. For hand traps, I play Gamma. Obviously, the driver comes with it. It does give you a higher monster count for 1-for-1, so it's not dead all the time. Gamma is just one of the most impactful hand traps this format. It works with this deck, but it conflicts with Faker. The beauty is, though, you only resolve 1 Gamma a duel most of the time. You're not really linking off with this card a lot. You're using it most of the time on your opponent's turn. The only time you'll do that is like if you're going second and you just like drew like Mario plus like an Altergeist monster or like a Seek, and you have like Imperm Gamma, you could break a board that way with Altergeist going second without like, you know, Kaiju droplets, evenly, nothing like that. Just like your main deck, which is really, really nice. So that's what I like about Gamma and Imperm is they're high yield hand traps in the sense that even if you draw them as your 6th card, you could use them to dismantle your opponent's board. So definitely Gamma and Imperm I feel like are the most powerful hand traps I feel like of this format, just because they also break combo boards and they can stop combo boards. And we all know Imperm Multifaker is like super nice with this deck. A lot of times when I Imperm Multifaker, I go for Meliseek because I feel personally once you get Faker and Seek up, being able to link in a Hexius, search out Marionetter, normal Marionetter, set Altergeist Trap, uses effect to reborn the Faker, trigger Faker a second time, summon out anything else, link into Banshee, then link into a second Hextia. You're just adding like 4 cards to your hand and your whole engine's played now, like off of resolving 1 Faker. That's a lie. A lot of times, like I try to be patient with my multi-Faker. I recommend you do that. So that way, if you don't have to use it, you just don't use it. Like a lot of people are trigger happy. That's why like Altergeist sometimes look bad, even though the deck isn't bad, because people are just super duper trigger happy and they're not patient with the deck. So they just like shotgun their cards all the time. Sometimes they're negating cards that aren't even supposed to be negated. But with me, if I have a Faker in hand, I try my hardest not to use it unless I have no choice but to. And if not, then I just, you know, use it on in phase. That's why I like playing a lot of traps that I can pretty much activate, even on myself if I have to. If I have to compulse my own monster, I will. So I can go in phase Faker for Seek and do that combo I mentioned, summoning multiple Hexias and Banshee. And now you're just too far ahead. This deck can outgrind even Eldritch, like, which is really, really strong. People might not believe that, but it's true. I'm talking from experience. So since I don't have Extravagance, this is kind of a budget list. My extra deck doesn't even have like everything that I want it to have. I kind of have a replacement for Extravagance. It has properties that Extravagance doesn't have. I don't have to banish my extra deck. And also, it is a trap card. It's still Pot of Greed. It's just Pot of Greed that is more accustomed to the playstyle of Geist. Geist don't have to do everything in one turn. They could take their time to build up their resources and their board because this deck makes it really, really hard for itself to be OTK'd. I still play my extra deck as if I play Extravagance because honestly, I just want Extravagance. I'm in a tournament right now that if I win it, I'll get a playset of Extravagance. But I really like Reckless Greed. I recommend if you're on a budget, don't play Desires. The Spellbook Engine's good too, but Reckless I feel is superior. Next to obviously right behind Extravagance because it is a trap. You could draw multiples and chain it to itself. It's really, really good. And it's a free activation too whenever you want. I typically just wait for me to draw for turn, then activate it, and then skip my next two. So these cards are amazing. Personal Spoofing is like the next best thing to opening an Altergeist monster. And just having it up, you know, you play around cards like Mystic Mind. It's just going to keep you in the game. Because now you start dodging like targeting effects, targeting destroy, target negate, whatever it is. Ghost Ogre, your opponent like activates an effect to negate and destroy your card. You chain spoofing. Your opponent had a Gamma for your multi-faker. You chain spoofing, shuffle it, you know, grab another faker. Spoofing allows you to play through and around a lot. It's a really strong card. It's not hard once per turn. It's just great. For the trap lineup for Altergeist, I like 2 protocols and 2 manifestation. I'm not about to just do what I see everybody else doing. I tested this deck a lot, and I found that manifestation was honestly better than protocol a lot of the times for me, especially because it's not actually once per turn on activation. Whereas protocol was more for the protection effect than the actual negate. The negate is relevant, but the most powerful part of this card is just the effect that says your opponent can't do anything to any of your Altergeist cards. So like you're having negates and bounces that can't be stopped. The same with Hexia, which is really strong. I don't have Haunted Rock, so this is my proxy for Haunted Rock, the emulative. But this is absolutely supposed to be Haunted Rock. So don't even act like this is this. This is Haunted Rock. It's just a proxy. So those like the Geist cards. Even drawing these is really, really good too. So for the regular traps, I play 3 strikes. Strikes can let you break boards on your opponent's turn. I also play the 3 crackdowns. So like the thing with all these traps, the 3 compulse and the 3 lost win, is if I lose the dice roll and I'm going second, I can still draw these for turn, set them and flip them and break my opponent's board on his turn. Especially when they try to style on you and they start to link climb. They're like, oh, I go into Unicorn and access code. You just saw them strike the summon. And you can activate Lost Wind, they chain negate. Or like you can start with Compulse or Crackdown. You activate Compulse, they chain negate. You chain Crackdown, targeting a monster that hasn't respond, they chain negate. You chain Lost Wind, you just like you dismantled everything into, you know, multi-faker on resolution. It's just really, really nice playing trap cards like these because they're not initial to specific responses like how Torrential, Mirror Force, Bottomless, Floodgates, all those cards say your opponent has to do something. But with these, it's easier to resolve these, especially Strike. Because your opponent, all they have to do is just special to try to go for game, and you could just strike them. Hold your strike for access code, you know, just slow them down. So that's the main. For the extra, it's incomplete still. I still only have 2 Hexia, so I have like a token there for Hexia's place. Hexia is insane, you guys. This card is not actually once per turn. You only need 1 on field. You just have to keep summoning to its zone off of Manifestation, Conquery, and Multi-Faker, and cards like Prime Banshee. Because it's not actually, like, literally, like, hard ones per turn. If you, like, literally read the card, it just says, when a, like, quick effect, when a spell or trap or effect is activated, quick effect, tributed. It doesn't even say, like, once per turn, like, once per copy. It's just, like, you just keep using Hexia. So, like, the decks that Hexia is good against, it's almost like they just can't beat you because you set up a good Hexia with this deck, they just can't activate any spells or traps at all. And that's where the protocol comes in place, where it's like you can't even drop links. It's like you can activate droplets, but the thing is, it's not going to resolve to negate the Hexia because the protocol says you can't do that. And then the 2 Banshees, I'm playing it as if I still am playing an Extravagance list because I really want Extravagance. So 2 Banshees, the 5 Altergeist Links, these are the most important cards of the extra deck. Next to the Link Karibos, the little babies right here. 1 Almirage and 1 Anima. I think this is a good ratio. 5 of these is nice. Any of these turn Meliseek into a search. Extravagance rarely ever banishes all 5 of these. And then I play the Selene, I'm playing some cute options because I'm like still on a budget. I don't have all the cards I need. So I play like Bomber and Avermax. These could easily be Access Code Talker and like Unicorn. And obviously the other 2 slots for my extra deck, because this is 13 on purpose, is 2 Link Cross. I'm really on the fence about ever picking that card up in real life. I'd rather just play it online and not waste the money on it. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much the list. Let me know what you guys think. I am a huge fan of ALTERGEIST. I think this is a great deck. I would definitely play it in real life and online, competitive or in Rogue. It doesn't matter. I would play ALTERGEIST. Funny enough, this is banned in the Rogue format in Luxury, so I couldn't do that if I wanted to. But I think this deck's great. I think it has a lot of potential. I think you guys should definitely give it a try. But if you're not patient and you don't want to like wait a turn or 2 for your stuff to get going, don't even play this deck, because it's not for trigger-happy players for sure. I got a couple more lists to show you guys, and then that will be it. I know it's been like almost a week since I made a video. I'm sorry about that, you guys, but like the channel, I'm trying to keep it, keep everything going consistently. But it's like a lot more opportunities are coming my way from my life, and then like my schedule is gonna be changing more too. But God bless you guys. Be safe, make good choices, don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content, and I have a couple more deck profiles to show you guys, and then we'll be out. Peace, yo.